Hey loves, it's BronzedBeauty210 and today we're going to be filming a new series that's going to be on my channel. It's called Is It Poppin' or Nah? Should you buy it or nah? Get your money back or nah? Okay, that's my little theme song. That's my little intro. So every time y'all hear that, you already know it's going to be my little series, Is It Poppin' or Not? I am going to go ahead and review this, do comparisons, do an unboxing for you guys, and I will tell you at the end of the video, do I think this is poppin' or not? I hope you guys like this video. If you do, then go ahead and stick around. Mwah! Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So first off, this is the packaging. It is just a shiny rose gold. Let me get a little bit closer. Sorry, it's extremely reflective. Very beautiful. And this is actually the packaging, which is just very beautiful. And it has Becca and then the Chrissy Teigen signature. Then I'll go ahead and open it for you. And it's a little bit harder to open. This little clasp is kind of like annoying a little bit. So this is just what the inside looks. This is Hibiscus Bloom. This is Malibu Soleil. I'm going to go ahead and say that this one is Rose Gold. Yep, and then this one is Beach Nectar, which is the new limited edition highlighter. So I first want to start off with just swatches of the highlighters in the palette. So on one side I'm going to do Rose Gold, and then the other side I'll do Rose Gold Wet, and then with Beach Nectar it's going to be the same. One side dry, one side wet. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to be using the Anastasia A23 highlighter brushes, and I have two of them, so let's go ahead and get right into the swatches. So first I'm going to go ahead and start by swatching the Rose Gold highlighter on my hand. And that is Rose Gold. Go ahead and take Rose Gold out of the palette. And I'm just going to go straight into my face with that. And Rose Gold is one of their more natural shades. It's just gives a very subtle natural glow. So let's go ahead and see if we can amp that up with a little bit of setting spray. And I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. And we're just going to go right into that. So it is definitely more reflective. I could definitely see myself applying setting spray with Rose Gold. But that's Rose Gold Wet, and then there it is dry. So now we're going to go ahead and swatch Beach Nectar. So this is Beach Nectar, which is a very beautiful kind of like peachy gold. So again, I'm going to take my A23 Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter brush. I'm going to take Beach Nectar dry on this side. Oh my goodness. So this one definitely gives more of a glow. Very pretty. Again, I'll go ahead, I'll see how it builds up just the way I did with Rose Gold. Oh, ooh, that's really pretty. Very reflective. So now, as I did on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and use my e.l.f. setting spray. And here it is wet, and we're just going to apply that. So I would say it is a little bit more reflective when you, with the setting spray. Not much more, but Beach Nectar is really reflective, but it is reflective. So it is very, very nice. I would say if I had to choose like a favorite out of the two, I would say Beach Nectar, just because I'm one of those girls that really like to shine. So now before I go ahead and we actually apply the makeup, I do want to go ahead and do a few comparisons. I know that a lot of people are very curious, especially those that already purchased rose gold. So I will be first off starting by comparing the individual rose gold to the rose gold in the palette. So I'll start by swatching the rose gold, the individual rose gold. So this is the original rose gold. And then this one is the new one in the palette. So I know a lot of people are also curious as far as how the Chrissy Teigen palette compares to the Becca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne collection face palette. So I'll go ahead and show you. And this is the Chrissy Teigen palette, and this is the Champagne Pop palette. The packaging is sort of similar, but with the Jaclyn Hill palette, you do get a third blush, whereas in the Chrissy Teigen palette, you get one blush and one bronzer. So I'm going to go ahead and compare. I'm going to go ahead and compare the shade. Whoop. Ooh, I'm just Hibiscus Bloom, and I'm going to compare it to Pamplemousse, which appears to be very similar. So I'll swatch Pamplemousse first. So this one is Pamplemousse. And then Hibiscus Bloom. Let me go ahead and just do a second swatch of that Hibiscus Bloom. Okay, so there you go. It does appear that Hibiscus Bloom is a little lighter, as well as a little, I would say, a little more luminous. It's more of a satin finish, whereas Pamplemousse does appear to be strictly matte. And then I can go ahead and let's go ahead and see what Rose Spritz is like. Now, Rose Spritz is a luminous blush, and you can even tell it looks different on the finger. So let's go ahead and so there it is. That's Rose Spritz, Hibiscus Bloom, and Pamplemousse. And they are, I would say these two are very, very similar. Now I do want to go ahead and do another comparison. I did kind of see some swatches online that if you do have the blushed, what is it called? What is this palette called? The blush palette, the shade Snapdragon, and the blush with light trio blush, the holiday one. It is very, very, very similar from the swatches. So let's go ahead and this one is going to be Snapdragon, and I'm going to just try that right next to it. And I'm just going to build that color up a little bit. Alright, so this is Snapdragon, this is Hibiscus Bloom, and this one is Pamplemousse. Snapdragon is lighter and more luminous and a little bit more sheer, whereas these two are more pigmented, and to me these are more similar. I will be comparing the Malibu Soleil bronzer with Songbird in the Blush with Trio palette. as well as Jaclyn Hill's Amaretto. Even though these are blushes, these are kind of darker blushes, so I'll go ahead and start off with Amaretto. So this is Amaretto. This one here is Malibu Soleil. So that's Amaretto, Malibu Soleil. And then we are going to go ahead and try Songbird as well. And then that's Songbird. And actually, if you look, Songbird and Amaretto are very similar. And this is Malibu Soleil, which is the bronzer. So these are a little bit more reddish, and the bronzer is a little deeper and a little, so yeah, they're not really similar, but Songbird is similar to Amaretto. Alright, last comparison before we do start applying this to our face. I do want to compare Beach Nectar to Champagne Pop. So I'll actually go ahead and apply Rose Gold as well. So that's Rose Gold. That is Beach Nectar, next to Rose Gold. And that is Champagne Pop. And then that horrible swatch on my knuckles is Prosecco Pop. So that is all of the colors. As you can see, they're not really similar. Now I would say Rose Gold and Beach Nectar are a little similar, but Beach Nectar is definitely a little bit more pinky peachy, as well as more reflective. So if you had any concerns, you could about having the Jaclyn Hill palette and you were thinking about getting this one, there are some similar shades, but if you don't have Rose Gold and you don't have Beach, and you know Beach Nectar is limited edition, you can go ahead and get it. I already had the individual Rose Gold, so it was for me more to support Chrissy Teigen than really the product, but I am pleasantly surprised. It is really beautiful. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation, you know, get my base down, and then we'll come back. I'll apply the bronzer, the blush, as well as a highlighter. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright, so now that I have my base applied, I do want to go ahead and start by applying the palette. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys out so you can see my forehead better. Right, so that is a little bit better. So I don't have any bronzer, blush, or highlighter on, or lashes, eyeshadow, nothing like that. Just my base and yeah, my jaggedy ass eyebrows right now. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is start by go ahead and finish off my face how I normally would using this palette. Oh, y'all, I swear I'm gonna. Woo, okay, there it goes. So I'm going to start off by using the Malibu Soleil, and to apply that I am going to use the Morphe E3. Let me just go ahead and put that underneath. Create this non-existent jawline. Get rid of that double chin. You know. You know. So what I will say is the bronzer is very buildable. It's matte, but not really matte. Like, it looks more skin-like than, it doesn't make me look flat. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, that's what I can say though, is it's a little bit more cool tone than I would personally like, but it does get the job done. It's a pretty decent bronzer. So that's how the bronzer looks. I like it. I'm just really extra when it comes to my bronzers. Like, y'all don't even know, like in my own like daily life, I use about 3 bronzers at a time. And this is cool enough for me to go ahead and contour my nose, so I'm going to go ahead and do that with this bronzer. And I don't want to be too defiant. I'm just chilling today. So that's the bronzer. It is really nice. It's pretty nice. I like it. So now we're going to go ahead and be applying the Hibiscus Bloom blush. And I'm going to use the Morphe E4 brush. And y'all, this mirror is a fantastic, okay? This mirror is just so pretty. And look, that's just with one little super pigmented. Whew, a little powdery. All right, so let's get to applying. So that's really pretty. And then now for the finishing touch on the face, the highlighter, I'm going to be, as I said, using Beach Nectar. And I'm going to use my Anastasia A23 highlighting brush, the one from earlier. So just tap off a little bit of the excess, and then, oh my God. Lordy. Bring that all the way down. I am liking that. It's really, really pretty. Alright guys, so I've applied the blush, the bronzer, the highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my face, and then I will come back with my final thoughts. Alright guys, so this is the finished look, and I want to go ahead and just get into my final thoughts. After swatching the products, after using it, I really enjoy it. I love it. I like the bronzer. I wish it was a little warmer. I already had rose gold, but oh actually this one is, oh no, yeah, I already had rose gold. I love that highlighter. It's very a more natural one. It was my first highlighter ever, so I do have like a little bit of sentimental value for that shade. And then Beach Nectar is beautiful, and just Hibiscus Bloom, it is such just a natural, not natural, but like a very luminous pinky kind of like sheer blush. I really do like it. I think this is a palette that's good for lots of different skin tones, from someone that's very light to someone like me who's medium deep. I don't think, and you know, like I said, there's no rules to makeup, so if you are like of a deeper skin tone, I do have a friend that's a few shades darker than me. She loved it. She was able to use the bronzer. If you're just a few more shades darker than her, I think that Malibu Soleil would then become a blush. You know, because it is, even on swatching it on my hand, it was kind of more of a skin tone color, but I must say I do love it. I enjoy this palette. Now, if you do have the Becca and Jaclyn Hill collaboration palette, you may not need this, but of course it has the limited edition blush, as well as the bronzer, as well as Beach Nectar. So I love this. I think it's worth the money. Now, if you want to take your chances and wait, because everybody knows that Becca, when it comes to limited edition items, they are a little bit shady, and they'll go ahead and give you and say it's limited edition, but they'll keep putting it out. Then all of a sudden the limited edition item is no longer limited edition, it's permanent. So what I would say in this instance, if you do want to take your chances and wait it out, it is probably going to be permanent, because that's how they do. But if you want to get the palette, to me it is such a good deal. You get, you know, a blush, a bronzer, and 2 highlighters. So if you are wanting to go ahead and get this, I say go for it. It's beautiful. I mean, look at this beautiful look. My God, this is so pretty. Like, just my face is just very like glowy, luminous bronze. I'm loving this, guys. So if you are interested in picking this up, I will say I personally think it's worth it. So as far as if it's popping or not, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's popping. So go ahead and pick this up, okay, guys? If you want. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, I love this. I can't wait to get more uses out of this, and I'll let you guys know later in like an update. Okay, am I still feeling it? Am I still really into it? You know, let me know what you guys want to see. Go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below. If you guys like me, want to see more of me, then you already know to hit that subscribe button so you can see any videos that I have coming up. And please, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Mwah.